Production.
So we're looking at ZCASH. Let's do a nice little technical breakdown and look into some projections that could be coming up in the next few weeks and months. So what I'm looking here on ZCASH, and if you haven't seen, check out some of my previous breakdowns from before. Overall, the thesis for me, in my opinion, is still clearly intact. You zoom out to the weekly time frame, you have a pattern that was developing for over 7 years. We get this massive breakout move, and now I could delete this out of the way, but what we're expecting here is that this breakout, and the reason why this breakout is very significant, there's massive volume coming in to back it up. All right, this is no joke, right? This 37x move from the bottom, 35x move from the bottom, is not a pump and dump move. This is positioning. This is whales are buying Zcash for a reason, and it's likely because privacy is just significantly undervalued in terms of like technology, right? ZK proofs are about to change a lot of things in tech. Who knows what can really come from it? So it's going to be some exciting times. Now we have tokenization being a major thing, right? So all old financial rails are coming onto blockchain. Now blockchain's awesome, right? But the fundamental flaw here is that there's actually no privacy in sending money, and anybody can dox your address and shit like that. So it's pretty futuristic. The thesis behind Zcash is how significantly we're going to need privacy in the future. And it's interesting because people positioning now are thinking many years ahead, right? Zcash is clearly very futuristic tech. So aside from all that, this move here, again, the volume is here to explain, right? It's telling us a story. This is not a pump and dump. This is positioning. So what can we expect, right? What do we have? Let's take a step back. We have this 7-year pattern. Now we have this massive breakout. We're going to need time to digest here. That's simple. That's it. Now this could look, you could simulate a million different ways of how this period of consolidation can look. You can imagine it being something like maybe a nice cup pattern, right? We get the breakout, we take this nice year to digest, create a large pattern, and then we break out in 2027 is Zcash's year. That is 100% in the cards. Now, we could also be just consolidating in this bull flag style pattern, right? So here we have this kind of upper channel, which makes a lot of sense when you zoom into the daily, where we get a lot of touches here. And now this bottom channel is creating this bull flag. We could be playing something like this, and what we're looking for is a potential retest of this bottom for the third touch. That is potential. We could be coming back down into this 130 to 150 range. In my opinion, I don't think we can go that far. It's possible, of course, but I think this level here is most important to pay attention to. If we can defend this area, continue to print this bullish divergence, right, then the stock, right, Zcash is giving us hints that the buyers are stepping in here to accumulate. And when you see the sentiment on Twitter or X, and people are kicking the dead horse talking about Zcash being dead, right? Oh, Zcash is so private that it just goes to zero. Like, that's the sentiment on X right now. When people are dancing on graves is usually the time where short squeezes are, slowly going to develop here. I wouldn't be dancing on graves right now. We're looking at Zcash down 75% from the highs. Buyers are stepping in. The RSI is signaling that buying strength is increasing, even though price is staying stagnant around this $200 level. There's many signs here that this is going to be going significantly higher. So that's the thesis. The thesis is still completely intact. All we're really doing is kind of being patient here. It's a great time to be accumulating assets in the crypto space, in my opinion. Obviously, none of that's financial advice. But this is, in my opinion, one of the better plays in the crypto market. Most are going to completely get floored and distracted because it's a very volatile asset. But essentially, this is what we're looking at, right? Major confluence zone. We get the breakout. And look, now we're slowly coming back towards this confluence zone. Let's create this base, right? After we develop the base here and the supply demand ratios flip, right? Right now, supply is a little bit heavy. Once that flips and demand starts to take over, buyers step in and draw the line in the sand. It quite frankly is going to be up only for Zcash, and there will be a freaky price action going on in terms of, right now we're sitting at 200, and if you're accumulating, selling this, two, three, $5,000 is going to be a kingmaker trade, right? But then depends on how you look at it in terms of like how long term are you looking to invest. Overall, the main thesis still intact. 2026 is going to be the accumulation year, right? So again, we have this one A, B, C correction. Maybe we stall and we create this accumulation base style of accumulation here. Play around and before we get that move towards 1,000. Overall, there's a million different simulations we can kind of run through here with Zcash. All of them, in my opinion, are pointing higher. Short term, sure. I think maybe worst case scenario, we revisit 125 maybe. But then in that case, I will be a big buyer and I will be looking to also be accumulating Cypher at that time as well. Cypherpunk Technologies. So that's the breakdown here on Zcash.